Let's go. Topic of today's video. Don't stop playing the power/status game. By the way, this channel, Hamza Advanced, is for guys who are already at like the top 10% of men. So some videos I make, because I know a lot of guys aren't actually there, but they watch this channel anyway. Some videos I make won't make sense to you right now, but it will in a few years if you keep up the things that I've been preaching to you. Don't stop playing the power/status game. Let me tell you a little story. So, 2020, I start this journey. And I'm a bit of a loser with like an okay physique there. We'll say I was like a level like 5 man, for example. 2021, my content blows up. So now I become more like a level 6, level 7 man. 2022 goes up even more. Like it should be a problem there. Even more. So 2023. Picture this, 3 years into being on self-improvement, 3 years into like, taking the self-improvement, Jeffrey to Adonis thing seriously. I have more money than I know what to do with. By the way, I was making about 100K a month profits. Not per year, which is what doctors make, per month. When you trust this path that I've got you on, bro, it's like that's actually possible. It's unlikely, of course, but everything we do is unlikely. 100K a month. Family, all good. Retired, boom. Had a girlfriend as well at the time. Done. Physique, pretty good. Maybe like a 7 out of 10 physique. Maybe even a bit better, but for my potential, maybe it was 7. But probably for most people's perspectives, it was probably more like an 8.5 to even close to like a 10, because I wasn't massive, but a lot of guys don't actually want to be massive. So I've achieved like every goal that I set out as a young man. That's when the thoughts will hit you. Why am I doing all this? What's the purpose of all this? What's my purpose? Is the purpose of life just to make money? Money isn't even that important. Physique, it's just shallow. It's not even that important. You should just go do something that's actually going to help you. More muscles is not going to change my life. More money is not going to change my life. Whenever you find yourself thinking like this, be extremely careful. That means you've turned into a faggot. This is what was happening to me 2023. I stop trying to look attractive. I wear these gay ass beads. Like, oh yeah, I'm spiritual now, guys. And I switched over so many things in life. So money doesn't matter. So I stopped like grinding my business. Physique doesn't matter. So I stopped lifting weights and I started doing like this gay longevity workout, like the kind of workout that you're supposed to do when you're like old and you want to still be able to like, do like live well, basically. It's beneficial if you're young, sure, but when you're young, you're probably better off just getting as strong as fuck in the gym, calisthenics, weightlifting, whatever. So this one day, I'm wearing this fucking gay little, spiritual outfit. I've got like long hair, kind of long, like longer than usual, but like I'm wearing this little cap and stuff, these beads and everything. And I go into the gym and I go to like, I always used to go to like the grassy kind of area, like grass, fake grass kind of area to do like these kinds of exercises. And then a girl who I used to date ends up being there. And bearing in mind that this is like a fit, like a beautiful girl, right? And we've not seen each other for like over a year. And for the first time, she kind of looks over at me and kind of like smiles. And I smile back, okay, sweet. Don't really say anything, whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm locked in this like this gay little workout I'm doing. And then a big muscular motherfucker comes. So I don't even know how to draw, bro, but you get my point, right? Big muscular motherfucker comes. Boosh, boosh, boosh. Like this. And he's training with her. They're doing like this cardio, high rock style workout together, something like that. And I'm there with my physique that's been deteriorating because, muscle doesn't matter. These like normal people games of power and status, craving the things like materialistic success and muscle and whatever. Those things don't matter. How you look doesn't matter. So I've got my gay little ungroomed beard. I've not been to the barber for ages. I've just been kind of doing it by myself. I'm wearing this thing. I'm not dressed nice. I'm not wearing like nice clothes or anything. This guy's wearing like, nice gym clothes, whatever. And then I feel like shit. Of course you would in this situation. And it makes me think, wait, have I got this all wrong? am I just gay as fuck right now? Have I just stopped like the masculine pursuit of power and status, of dominating other men, of attracting women because of this thing of like, oh, but these things don't matter. You should just meditate and be spiritual and stuff. And I realized, like, yeah, I actually have. I completely fell off. So what I realized was I went from like the sort of chasing, power and status and money and muscle, these things that captivate a lot of young men, muscle, money. 2020 to 2023, I was chasing these things. And life felt like this. It just kept on going up. Because you set these very tangible goals, like, for example, how much muscle or how much weight you can lift, money, whatever. And you align yourself to those actions. And then you make progress and you feel good when you make progress to goals. When I stopped this, because I was like, oh yeah, that's so immature. People spend their whole lives like making money and, like trying to look good and whatever. That's just so immature, and the spiritual things, better, and you shouldn't have any desires. I was like getting a bit more into like Buddhism, right? And what I realized was the whole sort of gay vibe that I was in, which you might get into, and you'll know you're getting into this little gay vibe if you say money doesn't matter. If you say things like muscle, your physique don't matter. These are the red flags. If you're a young man and you're saying this, there's something fucked in your head. Oh, money's not that important. Yes, it fucking is. Don't you fucking lie to yourself. Your physique's not that important. Yes, it fucking is. Don't fucking lie to yourself. This thing, like, the reason why you say these things aren't important are because you're trying to say that something is more important, right? Like that you can get more fulfillment from something else, like the sort of spiritual path of non-desire, of just kind of like, enjoying life and whatever. And what I realized was that spiritual vibe that I was in of like, yeah, these things aren't important and you should just like live a good life, whatever, because it's vague as fuck as well. That's the one thing. I realized that life was literally less fulfilling. From 2020 to 2022, life was awesome. Like, if you ask me, are you happy? I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, I'm making progress to my goals. I'm improving every day. I'm contributing to humanity. I've got a business that's making me money, that's providing to my family, and it's also helping humanity. Like, it was helping my boys, right? If you've watched me for years, you would have said that the work I was doing in this time when I was chasing the sort of status and clout of followers and whatever, I was contributing to humanity, right? That's like a fucking beautiful thing. When you get into this gay little like, oh, these things don't matter, the power games and status games, they don't matter. Naturally, your motivation for those things drops. Your contribution to the world starts to drop. Because as men, like, this is the contribution, as men, we are heavily motivated by our pursuit of power and status and money and resources. So what I found overall, the biggest conclusion of this, like, this period of time where I was thinking money doesn't matter, muscle doesn't matter, is it actually reduced my happiness. I was overthinking way more. Instead of just, setting like a goal, like a task, and making progress to it and going higher and higher and higher, which is like the source of most human enjoyment, is growth. Like, when you really think about it, everything living grows. And that's like the purpose of life, is to grow. Instead of focusing on these growth, I was like, well, it's so silly. Like, you should just focus on living here in the present. Just this vague spiritual shit of like, yeah, these things, more muscle's not going to change your life. Money's not that important. I found myself less happy. I found myself just overthinking like fucking loads. And, like, when I'd see guys dress nice in the gym, my brain would kind of like, this is like a shirt and a t-shirt or whatever. My brain would kind of judge them and be like, oh, well, you don't know. When I'd see like a pretty girl in the gym, my brain would judge her and be like, oh, well, you don't know. Like, you don't know this thing. You're still living that normal worldly life. I'm above that now. And I realized, like, the people who call themselves like spiritual, they're like the biggest fucking insecure people of all, especially the people who actually call themselves spiritual. What I've actually realized is the real spiritual people who are actually like living good lives, they don't ever actually talk about spirituality. They don't ever fucking mention it. But the people who talk about it, I'm telling you right now, they're fucking miserable. The people who align themselves with this and, they say money doesn't matter, whatever. They try and act like, oh, yeah, the people who are working hard for money, the people who are working hard in the gym, they're so shallow, it's so, so insecure. These are the most insecure people, the people who are too weak to continue playing the game that we've all as humans signed up for, which is, okay, well, who's the powerful one amongst us? Who has the highest resources amongst us? Who can contribute the most to get the most resources back to them? That is the game of mankind. So because I'm a high performer and because I often achieve things faster than most people and, like the average, I feel like I almost like completed a big part of like the sort of spirituality journey, which is, we could almost say it's like almost the opposite of the conventional power and status games and pursuing wealth and everything, right? And I'm going to tell you, in the end, what is the big sort of like, what's the big fucking thing of spirituality? What's the big thing, okay? So we're not going to waste our lives chasing money anymore. We're not going to do that, okay? I'm going to get into spirituality. I'm going to meditate and realize, and the biggest things, the truths of the world, guess what they are? Guess what the truth is? Guess what's at the end of this rainbow? The purpose of life as a human being is what? To enjoy yourself and to have some work that contributes to other people that you can have some form of mastery in, to help others, potentially with your work, to socialize and to have relationships and to have joy and good health. Who knew this was the shit you were doing all along? It's like the spiritual spiritual fucking gay little spiritual retard bell curve where all the spiritual people are up here overthink. Did you know that we're actually beings of light stuck inside of a human body? Like, yes, motherfucker. And guess what? The purpose of life is still to just have fun and grow and contribute. The complete retards on the left who have never questioned life are there. The people who are spiritually enlightened are here. The people like us, the overthinking autists, are getting here. You might not be there just yet. Usually this happens when you've ticked off the box of money, when you don't really need more money. That's when your brain starts to think about like, okay, what's next? Money didn't really change my life. Life still goes on. You start asking all these silly little questions and it's so fucking such a waste of time. It's so stupid, all of this. And in the end, you'll get to the point where you realize, oh yeah, the point of life is to have work that means something to you, that gets you into a flow state, to help other people, to contribute to people, have relationships, get sunlight, live a healthy life. That's it. You kind of knew that already. So the reason why I'm tying this so much into spirituality is because that becomes like the sort of the path after you've kind of checked off enough power and status and money. When you feel like you've kind of checked that off, that's when you naturally start asking more of those like spiritual questions. And I'm telling you, it's a waste of fucking time. So the point of this video is don't stop playing the power/status game, because you'll get to a point where you've done pretty well, right? Let's say you start making good money. Let's say you've got the physique. Let's say you've learned how to attract girls, and you've checked off all these different boxes as a young man. You'll get to the point where, especially with money is the big one, when you've made more than enough money. Let's say you've been averaging over 10K a month profit for over a year, maybe even more than that. You'll start to ask yourself, like, yeah, like more money is not really going to change my life. What else should I focus on? And I'm telling you, the moment you move your attention away from those kinds of things, like your work, that's when you'll find yourself actually having less joy, because like work is a joy. It is. It's a joy to work. It's a joy to go to the gym and to get stronger. Those things are joys. But in the modern day, there's so much like soy boy pussy like spiritual propaganda these days, especially from depressed people who are like, like they've put no intention into leveling up their lives, who hate their work, for them to kind of create this narrative that the person who's chasing these worldly kind of achievements is like insecure, and like work is a bad thing, money is a bad thing. Like, look at these fucking maniacs on this. Reddit.com/ anti-work. I often go to this page, not often, but like, every now and then, just to see these fucking maniacs. Like, these are people who think that working is a bad thing, and they've got this fucking like this narrative that, oh yeah, like anyone who works is bad, anyone who makes money is a bad person and whatever. And it's, bro, I'm telling you, like, there's no masculine people here. Hating on the idea of working is fucking pathetic. These are the kinds of pathetic little locust worms, like the leeches of society. They want people like you and me to get rich, and then they want to extract our money, like steal our money in the form of taxes, so that they can get like universal basic income or some bullshit like that. Like, think about it. These people, they hate working. They hate you for getting rich, but then when you get rich, they want your money. Fuck you. This is the fucking bullshit of the modern days, and these people would attack you if you said that you like love your work. If you tried to convince these people, no, guys, like, you know, there's work that you could find that's really fulfilling, and you know, like I'm in this business model. Hamza's a YouTuber. They'll be like, oh, you got lucky. Oh, you're a scammer. You're this. You're this. It's like, no, motherfucker, I just fucking worked hard with a good attitude. So look, if you're a high T young man, which you are if you're watching this, keep conquering. Don't settle. Never get to the point where you say, you know what, I'm good on money right now. You know what, like, this is a, man, my drawings are terrible. This is a bicep, right? You know what, I'm good on muscles and fitness right now. Never get to that point. I'm telling you right now, right? So look, the big Buddhist spiritual kind of method or belief is desire is a bad thing. Now, what is it? Hundreds, thousands of years of wisdom has went into this. I'm here to challenge that and tell you right now, I promise you from my own experience and for my own life, desire is a fucking beautiful thing. Your desire of attracting women, better quality women, higher quantity women, your desire for money, for muscles, for women, for sex, for friendships, whatever, for a better life, for joy, freedom. This is the pursuit of life. These are the areas in which you are going to grow. These are the areas that will keep you busy, that will keep you off the streets, that will keep you away from porn. Your desire of money will literally stop your addiction to video games. Your desire for women and real intimacy will stop your addiction of porn. When you don't have desire for these things, you will absolutely succumb to the modern vices. You know those fucking pussies I just showed you? You can imagine these are the types of people who are 100% spending hours a day scrolling, right? And imagine if I go to like a different page and I went over to like a page of like entrepreneurs, like I've got a group of entrepreneurs here. These are people who want to be like influencers and, you know, YouTubers like me, right? So we've got people making their first sales, whatever. You could imagine the people here who are leveling up their businesses, they are jacking off and scrolling less than these little peasants here. Like, look at them hating on Mr. Beast. Oh, Mr. Beast, who has never even had to interview for a job, complains about how tough it is making 80 million a year, delegating tasks to his employees. Like, they hate these people, the CEOs, entrepreneurs. They hate the fact that they employ people and then pay them like minimum wage. Where it's like, yeah, motherfucker, like, and the reason why is because all these people are like minimum wage little drones, right? Like 80 million a year, yeah, but it's not fucking profit. Yeah, his business might make a fuck ton of money, but he puts it back into the fucking business. They're attacking Mr. Beast for having employees. Yeah, but motherfucker, he's hiring people, giving people jobs. And he's not complaining that it's tough. It's like just these people are fucking like fucked in the head, right? And I'm telling you, these are like the complete retards of society. But you might get to the point where you've achieved so much that you actually end up getting the same kind of mindset as them. Like, imagine these are the complete, you know, benefits, welfare, whatever, the bad kind of stupid people. And then this is where you can get where you've got ultra rich. And you might start thinking like, yeah, like money didn't really change my life, you know, work and money. Why would I spend my life doing this? Because it was fun, because it challenged you, because it gave you a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Like, stop this spiritual overthinking of thinking, but is it my greatest life purpose and all this stupid shit that I spent so long doing. And I know what you're thinking is, wait, but Hamza, weren't you talking about purpose? Yeah, but the thing is, I've realized like a lot of that spiritual thing is just overthinking. Just find work that contributes to the people that you care about. You don't need to be sat here with some deeper thing like, oh, but I need to figure out the meaning of life. No, you fucking don't. The meaning of life is to have fun and to have work that contributes to people and to live a good life and to be healthy and joy and whatever. Don't settle. Don't allow yourself to not, and settle basically, I would say, is the opposite of desire. Desire is you thinking, okay, I want more of these things. I want more women. I want more muscles. I want more health. I want more money. I want like a higher like sleep score on my, you know, fitness tracker. I want like a lower resting heart rate, which means I need to do more cardio, whatever. That's desire, and I promise from my own experience, if you are anything like me, I promise, I give you my word, desire is fucking sweet. Without desire, we would be complete and utter Jeffreys. We would just be scrolling. Think about it. Before we really truly desired self-improvement, women, muscles, whatever, what was our life like? We literally just consumed, because in the modern day you can't really live like a healthy life unless if you're obsessed with something else. You just naturally become an addict to video games and to porn and to junk food, but it's with your desire so good, it's with your constant ever like forever desire of money, for example, that then you cut out those bad habits, you cut out the scrolling, you cut out the drinking, the smoking, whatever, because you're like, but I want to get this big goal. And look, the problem here is not that right now you're like, because right now you'll be thinking like, yeah, but Hamza, I do want money. You will get to a point, or you probably even have it in your mind, be honest, where you think like, oh yeah, but once I get a certain amount, then I'll stop, then I'll relax. You probably have that in your mind, don't you? Like, oh, when I get the girlfriend, then I'll relax. Then I'll let my desire go down. Oh, when I get a certain amount of money, 1 million, 10K a month, whatever, then I'll relax. When I get, to that 10 out of 10 physique, whatever it is for you, then I'll relax. And I'm telling you, this is the problem. This is why so many guys, they get to like 80 years old, or not even 80, they get to like 65, 70 years old. They've made enough. They've got 300K in the bank account. It's going to last them for the next 10 years whilst they're alive. And then they end up dying at the age that they've just retired. You've probably heard that before, right? Why? Because it's purpose, it's work, contribution to others that keeps you alive. Without it, there's no reason to live. If you think, okay, I'm going to make a certain amount of money, because you hear this online a lot, like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to make like 100 million, then I'll relax. No, you won't. Trust me, you wouldn't want to. Now, you might think, oh, I'm going to make 100 million, then I'll switch my desire, my grind for something else. Like then, for example, I'll become like a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and that'll be my full-time focus. I want to get the quickest black belt in history, or I want to do this world record, or I want to become like an extreme athlete, and I want to become a rock climber, whatever. Always have a grind, a desire. It's not that you always need to chase things like money, for example, or muscle, but it's that you should have like a big desire, a big yearning for growth. Because without that, and without especially like what I mentioned specifically with the title is like the sort of the game of power and status, basically your attraction or people's attraction to you, like, social dominance, basically social currency. I'm telling you that when you crave these things, when you want the attraction from women, when you want the respect of men and you align your actions to that, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. Like, it's incredibly fulfilling. Don't you ever think that you don't want to be cool. Don't fucking fall for it. Or like, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm just doing it for myself. These are some of the most important things you could have. It really is, right? Of course, there's more important, like health and your own self-esteem, whatever. But attracting people to you is so important, and it is often the massive source of joy. Don't you fall for this modern day propaganda, which is like, oh, well, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. Yes, you fucking do. Not everyone, but you certainly have people who you actually value. You 100% do. If you didn't, then let's say if you walked into the gym and imagine one day there's so many people smiling at you that day, they're super friendly, one girl flirts with you. If you're acting like that wouldn't make you happy, you're a fucking liar. You would be happy on that day where tons of people are happy towards you. Don't there's going to be some fucking asshole watching it. Oh, no, I wouldn't. I just want to be left alone in the gym. Shut the fuck up. If there was a cute girl and she smiled at you and the guy, the Chad looking guy gives you a fist bump when you hit a PR, whatever, it would make you happy, which means that you actually care about the perceptions of other people. Of course you do, because you're a fucking human being, and that's literally how we were built, because the people who didn't care about the perceptions of others have died out. They didn't pass their fucking genes. They literally died out. They were destroyed from the fucking gene pool by natural selection. If you're alive today, you absolutely care about the perceptions of other people. You care about power. You care about status. So don't you lie to yourself. And if this is the truth, then you may as well align. If this is the game that you are playing, you may as well win the fucking game. Be ambitious in everything. So my idea here is, it's not that, for example, you're just going to act like a Jew your entire life and just think about money all the way through. But it's that whatever stage of life you get to, you are extremely ambitious and you are trying to become like one of the best at it. For example, let's say you make a fuck ton of money in your 20s. Let's say in your 30s or in your 40s, you become a father. You might not want to work as much because you want to be there for your family, but you should then have the ambition, the desire to be the best father that you can be. You should be like reading the books, getting coaching or something to learn from others, reading books on like fatherhood, on children, on social skills, on like how to teach, whatever. Because you may as well, like you should be reading studies on like the most effective way to teach your children, the most effective way to like father them. Because like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to be a high performer in all areas? People have this idea of like, oh, but once I get to a certain age, 30 or 40, then I'll just kind of relax. No, you don't really need to like study these things. Humans have been fathers and mothers for all of history. Yeah, but they've also like passed down fucking trauma and done a lot of things completely fucking wrong, right? And if all the research is out there for you to, for example, be like the best father you wanted or whatever, like why wouldn't you want to just learn that? So my idea for you is, in whatever you do, fucking pursue and dream big. Because when you do that, you will get the power and the status, which means like, bro, it's validation from others. You know how, again, in the modern day, validation from others is so shit on, with so many people telling you like, oh yeah, well, don't crave external validation. But like what no one has the confidence to say, because it sounds uncool, is like, bro, external validation's fucking sick. Stop this bullshit that everyone has, like these bots, everyone's turned into a fucking bot, like instead of a human saying like, oh, well, I don't care what anyone thinks. Motherfucker, maybe I'm the first person to fucking admit this to you. I fucking care what people think of me. Of course I do. Am I the only real human being here? Is everyone turned into a fucking bot? You fucking care. That's the reason why you've been going to the gym. That's the reason why you work hard. That's the reason why you've been making money, is because you care what other people think of you. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just sounds cool to be the cool little cringe fucking Sigma male. Oh, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. Oh, yes, you fucking do. The people who act Sigma, the people who say, I don't care what anyone thinks of me, they're literally saying that because they care what people think of them, and they're saying it to act cool, to act above that. Of course you fucking care. Of course, bro, we all crave external validation. Of course we do. With the more power you get in life, the more status you increase, you will have a better life, and you will get more of that sort of joy and feelings of safety. Of course you will. Your nervous system, like the nerves inside of your fucking body, are acutely attuned to how much power and status you have and how much external validation you're getting. Like your health depends on it, because you're a human being, and that's just completely normal. So fuck the complacency. Fuck this idea that once you've got to a certain level in your sort of career, business, a certain level of status, that then it's okay, and now you can just relax. And these status games, like trying to look cool and look good, and these power games of you trying to like be like a high tier man, they're a bit cringe and you shouldn't spend your time on them. I'm telling you right now, from experiencing both sides of the argument, going the full like non-desire and yeah, this stuff's silly and money's not going to change your life and whatever, to like actually having the path of desire, wanting more power, wanting more influence on the world. I'm telling you, not only is this one actually more fun, not only does this one actually get you more powerful resources like money and influence or whatever, but this one actually, again, it contributes to the world more. We don't need more people dropping out of like the sort of workforce and just being lazy and then trying to get these people here to pay them fucking taxes and whatever. We need more people here. We need more ambitious young men, not less. So if you're watching this, maybe you've not got to the point where you've been debating, because that sounds weird to you, right? Imagine there will be a point, if you stay on this path and you get successful enough, there'll be a point where you start debating the concept of money. You'd be like, oh, what's the point? What's the point? It's not even going to change your life. You'll make a certain amount. And for everyone, it's different. For me, I still remember it was about 70K. Probably a bit more than that, but it was close to about, probably a bit more. But it was about 70, like 90K a month. That's when I completely lost the desire for money. And I was like, yeah, like more money's not going to change my life. I started saying that. And then I started saying more muscles are not going to change my life. And of course, those things, money and the muscles, they started to go down. And then when it goes down, you really realize it. And also, your desire for it, you stop innovating in your business, you stop training as hard. And you realize like not only is those things going down, but you realize like, oh yeah, like I'm not as happy. Like making progress in your goals, like let's say with your muscle, your physique, whatever, making progress in your goal, when you make progress to it, you feel happy. You feel joy. You're like, oh, like, I planned to do this and I made it happen. And it was tough. It was discipline. So I want to give you like a meta philosophy here, right? Now, look, I've not like experienced the entire philosophy. I've not experienced the entire world, but what I have experienced, I'm going to tell you this right now. Imagine like level one thinking is like one of ambition, of wanting to be disciplined and wanting to have the muscle and the money, whatever. Muscle, money, whatever. Imagine level 10 is realizing like, oh, well, all these things are a waste of time and we should just enjoy our lives. It's weird, right? What's interesting is that this seems more mature, but I'm actually telling you, the simple minded life is best. Instead of you being sat there questioning whether making money is worth it, questioning whether you should be disciplined or you should have, like more like bad habits, whatever. Just when in doubt, just act like a retard, like act like a simpleton and just think as the retard, it's like, should I eat cake? No, because I don't want to get fat. That's it. You don't have to question it and be like, oh, but should I listen to my impulses and whatever? Just don't. You don't have to question like the biggest things like, is this my is this my heartfelt purpose and is this the right work for me? It's like, shut the fuck up. Just act like a retard. Should I do this work? Yeah, because I like it. That's all that you really need to think about. It's like, yeah, I like it. It makes money and I'm good at it. That's it. Like congratulations. You got to the fucking like end state of the human experience where you can just act like a retard and be like, oh well, yeah, I like this work. Like should I pack on more muscle mass? The intellectual of us will be like, oh well, actually I'm not sure about more muscle mass. And actually, the meta physique for girls is not actually as big as people think. It's a shut the fuck up and just ask yourself like, yeah, cause I like going gym. Like, act like a retard. Yeah, because I like lifting weights and I like going to the gym. So keep going to the gym and building muscle, motherfucker. Stop this fucking overthinking bullshit that so many of us get into. Because I'm telling you, bro, it's such a waste of time. I've wasted so much time from overthinking, from changing my path back and forth, from all this, like, this stupid little thinking. When in the end, if you just think like a retard, like a little, like, simple-minded little spaz here, like, imagine that's a brain. When you just think like a simple guy, it's so easy. I like gym, so I'm going to go gym. I like making videos, so I'm going to be a YouTuber. It's that simple. You don't have to big brain it. Oh, actually, more muscle's not going to change my life. Money's not even that important yesterday. Yes, it fucking is. And it's fun to make. It's literally just fun. In the end, all that matters, do what's fun. And not the degenerate fucking broken fucking porn, drugs, whatever, but the real dopamine. Like again, bro. In the end, it always comes down to this. Work, health, people, love, whatever. That's it. It's live this simple life where you just chase these things. And of course, in each one of these things, you want to keep making progress because growth is fun. Hopefully, this video will stick into your mind. And when you find yourself questioning that thing of like, yeah, but money's not even that important anyway. It's not even that. Please remember this video and don't waste like a year of your life just being weirdly complacent. I hope this helps you. A big part of the lesson here was to basically continue working, continue making money. If you do want to make money, by the way, this program here, I help you to become a influencer, like YouTuber like me. So I'll put this in the link in the description. And then also this one here, Library of Adonis, is like the self-improvement community, whatever, with all the courses and stuff like that. So if you're into like dating, there's also like work guide. I talk about what we've talked about here in more detail in some of these as well. Dating guides and health and relationship, fitness, all these here. So yeah, if you want to join, links in the description. Goodbye.